seconded by Don B. Marshall, be it resolved that the Council of the Municipality of West Craig hereby returns to open session of Council at 7:10 p.m. Any questions or comments on that motion? Call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. Only those matters that we went into closed session are the matters discussed. And matters arising from closed session. I guess for everybody out there in the media world, we've been waiting for a decision made by the Ministry of the Environment on the Durham East Wind application. We received notice today that NextEra has got approval of that application. There's quite a few matters in it. It's a very hefty settlement notice. It's one page to tell us that they got it. It's about 35 pages with things that must be and can be appealed. So that was part of closed session, was talking to our legal advice, or going to seek legal advice on the appeal process and what the municipality can appeal and what private individuals may appeal as well. I think that's about it, Mark. Okay. I think that's all the update we have. Staff has direction for doing some of that investigative work. Okay, we have no public meetings this evening. We do have a couple of one delegation, but before we get to that, consent agenda. I have a motion moved by Mark Rapke and seconded by Beth Cutting. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of Council of the Municipality of West Craig held on January 6, 2014 be approved as printed. Further, that the minutes of the West Craig committees A2 be received as circulated, and further that the minutes of other committees A3 be received as circulated. Is there any questions or comments on the consent motion? Seeing none, call the question. All those in favor of the consent motion? Any opposed? Declare that carried. Thank you. Okay, that brings us down. No award of tenders tonight. So miscellaneous, future committee. Communications from Mayor and Council. Is there any councillors that have any communications? On my own behalf, a week ago this past Saturday, had the opportunity, the invitation, and stopped around to the Durham Legion for a former mayor of the town of Durham, his 90th birthday. Floyd Slug Lawrence as for 90 years. I don't know whether he's been noted as Slug for 90 years, but I would say 85 anyway. Mr. Lawrence celebrated his 90th birthday with family and a full legion of friends. Very well. Presented a scroll on behalf of the municipality. And as well as last Saturday, we had another individual that's been highly involved with the community, I would say for all 75 years of her life, was Greta Kennedy. Celebrated her 75th birthday at the Durham Legion as well too, with a full house. So congratulations to those two that have volunteered extensively throughout the community. On another sadder note, one of our more senior citizens from the Ayton area, and last summer I had the advantage of presenting a scroll to Noah and Sadie Russo on their 75th wedding anniversary. But a week ago, Noah passed away at 99, and was quite active right up until the last really 6 months when he started to falter a little bit. But he was 99, and as I told him last summer, I don't know whether I can live to be 75, but you've been married for 75 years, and congratulations. I thought that was something you obviously don't see every day. One other thing that I should have brought up was that at the last council meeting on December the 30th at the Durham Arena, there was a exhibition hockey game between a number of Junior A, college, Junior B, Junior C hockey players from Mount Forest, Arthur, Hanover, Durham, Walkerton, Chesley, Holme Sound, a number of individuals. They come together, 2 hockey teams, played an exhibition game for mental health. The program was put on by young Durham residents, Tanner Mighton, who had played hockey with 2 young individuals that, because of mental health issues, took their life, and bringing awareness to that program. One is you've noticed on the Aviva insurance, there was West for Youth awareness, and Wes Cameron from Walkerton 2 years ago, and Tanner had played hockey with him, and they'd also played hockey with a young lad from Arthur, the Hutchison boy. So the 2 families were there, and very moving, and with well over 600 people in the arena. And most of them, the majority of the individuals that were there were under 25 and bringing awareness. Very moving speech from Mrs. Hutchison, that just because you're sitting beside somebody and you know, I remember what she said, lean over and just ask them how they're doing and make sure that they're doing well. Because both families, it was obviously very unexpected what happened to the 2 youth, and they don't want it to happen to anybody else, and they're doing a great movement for that. So just wanted to bring that out there, that there's a lot of work with mental health with our youth within the communities. One other thing, and I don't know how council wants to, we had a former resident and former member of a number of boards bring something to my attention. Hanover Man, pilot for the CF-18 demo team. Adam Manic Runge has been picked basically for the Air Canada, the Canadian Air Force featured air squad to do summer flybys and demonstration team and all of those things. The Post had stated that he was a Hanover man, but Adam was born and raised in West Grey. And his family is still there, lives in Bentig. So wondering if the individual wondered whether we would send a certificate or some type of a congratulatory memento from the Municipality of West Grey for Adam. So Bev's nodding yes and thumbs up. I see nods here. So we'll ask staff to prepare something to recognize one of our youth that's very successful in the armed forces and being recognized for his flying ability. Grew up, as stated in the article, not as a rink rat, but out at the Saugeen Municipal Airport all the time that he could spend out there, and he's realized his dream as being a pilot. So. Mark's trying to get me to do one more here. Oh, right. Yes. I'll designate this to somebody. The youth literacy, we had a presentation here, and I've supported the South Grey Bruce Youth Literacy Council, and they thanked us for that, the endorsement of Family Literacy Day, for us doing that. But what also they want to have, there's a spelling bee for adults on Thursday, February the 27th from 6:30 to 9. at Krabby Joe's, which is just on the outskirts of Hanover, right at the edge of West Grey. So they're looking for any adults across Grey Bruce that will answer the call, and they're looking for municipal, well, that says council members, not the mayor, the council, that's how I'm reading it, council members, to show their skills. Now, you used to write up a lot of reports, and I understand. Rob?
What is it?
February the 27th. It's a Thursday night. I believe.
After we get back from.
Yes, it's just when we get back, and do we have, no, we don't have council that day.
Maybe Thursday?
Yeah, we have committee of the whole that day. On Thursday. We've got a bit of time for you to work up on that and be ready. So at the next council meeting on February the 3rd, I expect a full list of participants.
Carol wants to go.
Okay, thanks, Bev. Yeah, good volunteering. All right, that's enough for me. Anybody else? No one else doing anything in this winter wonderland area?
Staying warm.
Staying warm, good. Okay. Then that will get us down to delegations. Tonight we have a delegation. Our lead hand from the Durham Patrol, but also here tonight as West Grey, the chair of the West Grey Employee Consultation Committee, Steve Earhart. So Steve, I'm going to turn it. It's over to you.
Hi, thank you very much for hearing me tonight. A couple things just to bring up to date. In the last couple months, we've had a couple meetings. A few of the highlights from it. We're short a couple people who have since retired that were on the committee. So we put out there we needed replacements. So 4 people had stepped forward with their name, and we had submitted it for Mark to help pick who they are, and he was going to go from there. Before, when the committee first started, this one goes back to Malcolm McIntosh's era, and the way we had set it up was we got together when employees had a concern. And then lately, or this last while, people say you never get together. Well, we said we never get anything in writing to get together. So we have actually said tentatively to have meetings once a month too. So if people do have a concern, they know there's a date open if they want to put something in writing. Since we started that, we've had a couple letters come forth, so hopefully that's maybe a better step forward. Hopefully it keeps everybody happy. Thing is, we kept telling them that if we don't get a letter, we have nothing to say. But there should be a copy just of the terms of reference that we started when we started the committee. It was in your package. A few of the things, the pointers that we had the last couple of meetings were the first one was they said the lack of communication that from ourselves there without having meetings. One was brought up about the grid status. We never really heard back how they were standing. Last year we looked into it and no one ever got anything in writing back, so that's kind of curious if we have something back to see how we're doing. Then the vacancies, the next item. The third item we had was we had a couple letters come in. There's a big concern that they talk about likes of dental or health care and stuff like that, and a couple letters asked if they could consider, if council would consider upping the $400 annually to $1,000 annually, and the person could use it to go either use it for eyeglasses or dental or whatever. Like some people do say, well, we'd like to have dental, but the next person has 4 people in the family with eyeglass issues, and eyeglasses are fairly expensive too. So that was one of the things I've asked if you guys would consider like something like that. And I guess that's about all we do have as of right now. Just wanted to bring you aware where we are, and hopefully we are going to, like I said, with the new meetings every month, hopefully see if it might be a step forward. I'm hopeful.
working to, communications is a great thing, and working to solutions back and forth on a consultation process is excellent. I will say or ask Carrie, she's got her pen in her hand there, if that, because it has some budget implications, the request to up, and I understand that the $400 there on discretionary health spending has been that way for Carrie 5 years, 6 years? Yeah, it's been there for a while, let's put it that way. Probably the best place for us, ask Carrie to put that on her report for Committee of the Whole next Monday, where we can discuss that and give the information back to you and give Carrie some time to work it out as to the implications of what it is. I believe it is only for full-time employees, so it max out 26, 27 employees or something like that, so we can do some work on numbers on that I can guarantee you. So we'll be talking about that on next Monday, 27th, right? Okay. Any other questions for Steve at this point in time? And yeah, Mark's got that on his. Is it on yours? Or do you want to do that one on the next one?
It hasn't, no names have been added to it.
Go ahead, yeah. Tell me what the names are and where they are.
There is a committee's bylaw on the agenda tonight, but there are these 4 proposed individuals, of which 2 have to be selected, are not on that bylaw. Council could appoint 2 individuals. It has been noted there is no longer a representation on library or recreation, and there is 1 individual from the library that's been nominated. However, there are no employees from the recreation department nominated, so whether council feels it's appropriate, and that probably is appropriate. I know there has been some staff discussion have discussed the issue with me, and there was some thought that perhaps there should be some kind of vote process where they could actually recommend or vote on those appointees, which council would then formally appoint.
Yeah.
So that was brought up to me, but I'll leave it with council.
I guess we haven't got anything better to do. We'll wait until bylaws tonight, Mark, or Steve, sorry, as Mark presents them, and we'll see. I think that'll be the appropriate time, whether council feels comfortable making an amendment or waiting for a recommendation on the two names from the committee itself. But we'll deal with that one first when we get down to bylaws, whether we want to amend that to put the two names in if we want to. Now, I'm not wearing a hat tonight, so we won't be picking them out of a hat, or won't be picking them out of my hat anyways. You can figure that out or give back to a recommendation from the committee. Okay? Very good. Thank you very much, Steve, for coming in and your tireless work, not only on this committee, but I'd just like to say a number of individuals have said how well the lights and that was a lot to do with yourself out there working not only in the summertime on the flowers, yourself and Chair of the Horticultural, Trish Black, and that whole volunteer group that she has, but also on the Christmas decorations as well too. Thank you very much for your dedication to the municipality and keeping us looking good. Not only in the kind of center of the municipality in Durham, but you spread out a long ways to Newstead and Elmwood and Ayton and everything else in between, so thank you. Thanks. Okay. Any business arising from the previous meeting? Anybody got to bring up? Don't see any. Staff reports. So Carrie, we're down to the treasurer's report first, and I believe you have a couple of vouchers on here for us. Has anybody got any questions on the first one? I believe is 0106 2013. I'm just going to question, was some of that?
That's 24, 2013.
Yeah, 24, 2013. Were some of those on the last I didn't go back. I almost thought I've seen this before someplace, but, okay.
I can
What?
check that though. I didn't reference them back, and but I can check that.
Well, I,
Oh, my goodness. I think that,
well,
Yeah.
yeah, what we got
the wrong,
two in our package.
the wrong
And the
voucher.
first one was 24013, 01-06-213.
That's mine.
And I went down through that and I thought we seen this one at the last council meeting, and I was pretty sure. So, we can, I think if we go to the next one down is, because there's two there, there's FTR 1, the council approves voucher number 25, 2013, and 01, 2014. Okay, good. On the agenda, you'll find
Don't have the 25.
01, 2014. That one is,
A copy of 25 then.
yeah, can you, that one is just there for information purposes, I can say, not for approval tonight, because it's, yeah.
That'd be an issue if it's not approved. Could be. We should email it. Look at it.
Can,
I'd have to get it.
for the efficiencies and whatnot, I'm wondering, do we email it out? And, do we
I'll
want to
do
see?
that when you're going through the first account.
Okay, I'll let you do that, Mark. So the first one we have is voucher number 25, which includes the last one from 13 and the one from 014. Is there any questions on that voucher? Which is the one in your package, which is 01, 2014. Nobody would have any questions. Well, that one's very good then, Carrie. Well, we have Mark going to bring the other one forward. How are we doing with that, Mark?
If you press send receive, you may get it. Check to see if you're getting it. If you go, just mention if you go into your email.
Yeah.
I can get a hard, there are hard copies too. I'll get some hard copies.
You got it there? Mine has to go to old sound and come back, so it's a little slower.
Yep.
There it is. Yep, just come in now.
Here's the. Is that the wrong one? Yeah, you got that. Okay. So maybe you want to go through page by page here.
Usually we have these in advance. If we've done that and any questions that want to be brought up, but I'm going to, for this one, say that we go through that page by page, so we have it tonight. Does anybody have any questions on page 1? Carol?
It's not a question, I just want to point out, I actually had several questions to carry today, I won't bring them all up, but under corporate costs, Johnson and Schwass, it's showing 1866 for United Church right-of-way agreement, but Carrie tells me there are several other items within that charge, not just the right-of-way agreement, that we haven't spent
yeah.
nearly that much on the, so far anyway.
The other one that's on there that See the Elmwood Fire legal. So if you think that we're tardy, apparently lawyers even send their bills out. Not that we ever want to pick on lawyers, no matter where they are, but legal has just sent it out.
You just did. Which one?
Page 2.
Here's page 2. Page 2 is here. No, what's this? Looking at here.
Page 3.
There's page 7. Yeah, page 3. It's page 3. Yeah. Got it.
Page 4. Page 5. Carol?
Again, Carrie is correcting this, but if you look under Durham Water, there's a charge there for the Bentic landfill annual monitoring, so she's going to correct that it's charged to the right account.
Very good. We'll pick up. Page 6. Page 7. Page 8. Page 9. Page 10. Page 11. Page 12. Page 13. Page 14. Next one's page 15. And that's all that we got. Okay. And then the question was on voucher number 1 of 2014, which was in the package, correctly sent out. Is there any questions on that voucher? Okay, seeing none, then I have a motion moved by Don B. Marshall and seconded by John Eccles. Be it resolved that the Director, the Director of Finance Treasurer, be authorized to pay the accounts presented as voucher number 25 and voucher number 25, 2013, and voucher number 1, 2014 of the Municipality of West Cray in the amounts of $393,329.60 and $198,775.65 respectively. Any questions or comments on the motion? All those in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. There we go, Mark. Let's go back and open this one back up again. What's the second part Carrie has there? Carrie, you got one other thing there? Oh, yeah. And the last piece is from Municipality of Meaford. Thank you. It's kind of for information purposes, looking at the Minister of Municipal Affairs to take a look at the municipal property tax review. And that's just kind of for information, or do you want to send a letter back to Meaford, say congratulations, thank you for bringing it up? Don?
I guess if they're concentrated on fixed incomes and that, are they trying to get the assessment based on a fixed amount that you cannot increase assessments any more than the cost of living, or 1% a year? It doesn't matter how much the appraisal value goes up?
This is all the information they circulated with it, so your interpretation is as good as any. All they note is that there's people on fixed incomes, but it doesn't really elaborate on what they're trying to get at.
Anything further, John?
No.
Yeah. So the conversation's got now that everybody's on a fixed income down here? Yeah. Don't know where they're going with it either, Don. It doesn't, unless we wanted to send back for a little more information, to support this, or is it that they're looking on different classes that, you can only go up so much, or I don't know what they're asking for, really. Don?
Did they not do the same thing back years ago for commercial? That they fixed the amount? I remember you commenting one time that
Capping?
capping on, and it ran out sometime.
They did a phase-in. Originally, it was supposed to be a 3-year, 10-5-5 capping, 10%, 5%, 5%. That was in 1997. That began, and that program is still being
Still in place?
phased in, and we're getting much closer now, but that's phasing in. It's not eliminating it, but it is phasing in assessment-related tax increase on commercial, industrial, or multi-residential properties.
I guess I can see the big problem arises. At first it was over in, like just say Meaford, where somebody had owned a cottage for 50 years and it was passed down through the family, and it used to be $10 for taxes, and somebody's built a house on each side of them that was worth $2 million. And now they can't afford the taxes and they're being forced to sell. Had no
Yeah, but with value assessment, how it's valued, it's no different than a farm down in Normanby. 20 years ago, it was worth $1,000 or $1,500 an acre. Today it's worth $10,000 an acre, but the guy still has the same, lineage of cows. In 20 years he may not have all the same cows on there, but he's still got 20 cows, and his assessment now on the property is $10,000. I'm worried about when you start opening that Pandora's box, it's the way property tax, and it's been some adjustments, and as Kerry has said, the capping part of it, yes, at the county on corporate services, we see that the county does that capping so that the commercial and industrial, and it doesn't hit, or the residential has to pick that, that up, that 10-5-5. It's quite a complicated system, but they've been offered some protection moving towards the property tax, the full value assessment. Residential may not have had as much protection, but I don't know, any more than what is it that the municipality needs to do with a notational tax rate, or is it Meaford that over the last 4 years has raised taxes 10% and may not have had a notational tax rate as well too. So they've claimed, there are some municipalities out there that have claimed the assessment increase as well as increased the tax base as well too. John, sorry.
I might be a little more inclined to agree to something that we were asking the government to review their oomph funding stance instead of looking at property taxes, because property tax has been something that's been with us for a long time, and it's been a pretty stable thing. But when they come along and start cutting our other funding by huge amounts like the way they've been doing, it reflects back on property taxes because it's money we don't have.
And Councillor Rapke.
Mark, I agree with Councillor Eccles, and also when we're talking property tax, right now it's not linked at all to income. If income is a problem, then that needs to be addressed through a different mechanism than the property tax system. They need to be careful what they're asking for here, because it could turn out, I think you alluded to this, to be a whole lot worse, because in effect what they're saying, almost asking for, is to put a cap on. All that does is remove the flexibility of the local council. It means that if you have budget problems, you can't increase taxes. You need to start cutting into your services. So I'm not in favor of this approach at all.
So I take it you're making a motion, just receive for information?
Yes.
Moved by Councillor Rapke to receive for information. Meaford? I think that's what Kerry's got it there. You want to make that a formal? Does somebody want to second that? Yep. John? Councillor Eccles? All those in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. Okay. Any other good news, Kerry? Great. Okay. Any questions for Kerry? Council members? Seeing none, Director of Infrastructure and Public Works, Ken. Oh, sorry. We got Saugeen River. How's it going tonight with all the frost out there?
Actually, it's going very well. The mild weather we had back a couple weeks ago with the rain did not have a huge impact on the water levels, and we were able to maintain the ice cover in the majority of the river system, and it's worked out quite well. There's lots of cover on it, and it's the upper dam is holding back the frazzle ice, so there definitely will be frazzle ice in the open water here this week, I expect. So,
And certainly seen even at the lower dam in Durham, there was it's a good ice cover there, and saw even some frazzle ice that was forming through the rapids from the Garifraxa Bridge down through, and it was being caught and dispersed before it ever got down to Moffat's Hole, where it causes problems. So next time you see anybody from the Saugeen Conservation, say thank you for keeping the boards in and whatnot. I know our director will send that back when he gets there. It's good working with them when it's positive. Ken, the other one is the street sweeping.
yes, this is just actually a renewal of the contract we had with the County of Grey for the street sweeping in the urban areas, where we can bring our machine in and do all the streets, including the county streets, and invoice them back. We've had this for about 2 years now, and it's worked out really well. We're able to do one whole town or village at the same time, and it's eliminated a lot of phone calls from residents that are wondering why their portion of the town can't be maintained at the same time. So it's worked out really well, and there's a bylaw before council tonight to move forward with that. So,
Any questions of Ken on that? Just the other guy that looks after it from the urban areas, maybe he wants to speak about it. Steve?
very, very good.
Okay. Anything else, Ken?
Just talking about urban areas, the downtown business areas of the 4 urban areas, Elmwood, Durham, Ayton, and Newstead, the snow's been removed from the business sections, and also in Durham, the the back, some of the back, or all the back streets, I guess, were, we had the banks blown back where the, allows for better visibility for residents getting in and out of their driveways. Plus it relieves some of the pressure where the sidewalk plow and the street plow can work in unison now without pushing it back and forth and wearing the snow out. But it certainly helps in that matter too, so.
Excellent. I've had some comments from the downtown business owners in all 4 urban areas, and they're very thankful for that, and the good job that they did on, and the conscientious job of cleaning it up as well too. It looks good. We bill all of that on the county roads. We bill all of that back to the county as well too for helping them with their snow.
50% of it to the county of Gray, and in Elmwood there's a portion of it goes to the municipality of Brockton too. So.
That'd be a 4-way split there on that one, wouldn't it? Gray and Bruce and Brockton?
We do it 3 ways, and I guess Brockton can do it which they can
We'll
see
allow
if they
them to split it how they want with
to the county of
over
Bruce,
there.
yes.
Okay. It has been a struggle in the last week and a half or 2 weeks with snow. Okay. Any questions of Ken at all? Ken, what else?
I have one more. Just late this afternoon, I was notified by the species at risk biologist from the M&R that we can move forward with the walkway bridge over the Mew Creek in Newstead at the Lions Park. We've got the go-ahead, so I'll notify some of the residents of Newstead that we're working on the project so they can move forward with getting the bridge built so we can get it installed this summer. So.
Councillor Eccles, John?
Did they have any time restrictions on it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just during the summer months, yes. Yeah, July to September, I believe.
Yeah. But I think what was surprising maybe in the letter, Ken did show it to me, was that we didn't need permits. As long as we followed these recommendations and whatnot that came from Oceans and Fisheries, go to it. So maybe you want to take that one back to your Conservation Authority board as well too. Carol, Councillor Lawrence.
Thank you. I wonder, Ken, if you could send a copy of that letter to Don Zettler, who's chair of the Newstead Rec Advisory Committee, and that's who that project is coming through, is the Newstead Rec Committee.
And I think, Butch Hilgendorf as well too? Well... Or, I'll let him know anyways, I know he's been, yeah. Any other good news that you want to abide us with, Ken?
I think that's all I have at this time.
Okay. Questions, Carol?
Well, excuse me, you may want to let the Newstead Lions Club know as well, because they have pledged $2,000 upon completion of that bridge. So it mightn't hurt to send them a letter just to let them know it's been approved.
I think the secretary, treasurer is still Ken
Bill Chalmers, I think. Or, well,
I think
secretary's Bill Chalmers, I think. Ken is I believe is the treasurer.
treasurer. The houses are side by each, send 2. One to each of them. Okay? All right. Good. Well, that was good news, because it's something that the community volunteers down there are really looking forward to getting going. So, good. Okay. If nothing else, Ken, then we're down to bylaws. Mark? And I have them. We'll start with bylaw number 9, which is recommended by the Planning Committee for approval. I have a motion moved by Bev Cutting and seconded by Mark Rapsey. Be it resolved that bylaw number 9, 2014, being a bylaw to rezone a portion of lands described as 813 Albert Street, Ayton, former township of Normanby, Tone and Bowden Senior, be now read a first, second, and third time, passed and numbered, and that the said bylaw be signed by the mayor and the CEO, sealed with the seal of the corporation, and be engrossed in the bylaw book. there any questions or comments on this motion? Call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That is carried. Okay, the next one is bylaw number 10. And this one as well too has been recommended for approval by the Planning Committee. So I have a motion moved by Don B. Marshall, excuse me, and seconded by Rob Thompson. Be it resolved that bylaw number 10, 2014, being a bylaw to rezone part lot 51, concession 2, EGR, former township of Glenelg, Thornton, and the Escarpment Biosphere Conservancy, be now read a first, second, and third time, passed and numbered, and that the said bylaw be signed by the mayor and the CEO, sealed with the seal of the corporation, and be engrossed in the bylaw book. Is there any questions or comments on this? It is kind of new, I will state, from the Escarpment Biosphere Conservancy, but it's not the first one. We were surprised to learn there is one small piece just north of Markdale, west of Highway 10, in West Grey, that the Biosphere has control of, and this will be their second parcel that they're preserving in West Grey. Any other questions or comments on the motion, the bylaw? Call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That is carried. The next one, bylaw number 11, is also recommended for approval from the Planning Committee. I have a motion moved by Mark Rapke and seconded by Carol Lawrence. Be it resolved that bylaw number 11, 2014, being a bylaw to rezone Plan 502, lots 4 to 6, east of Kincardine Street, former town of Durham, 579575, Ontario Limited, be now read a first, second, and third time, passed and numbered, and that the said bylaw be signed by the mayor and CEO, sealed with the seal of the corporation, and be engrossed in the bylaw book. Is there any questions or comments on this motion? Call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. Yeah. Yes, thanks, Mark. The next one is a bylaw dealing with appointments from committees. And this is one that Mr. Earhart was here and made the suggestion. And I'm wondering. Okay, we had this one earlier in the year, but Bernice Granger has been added to the Newstead Rec Subcommittee. So that was the reason that it is on the agenda tonight. And asked whether council, with the 4 names that are put there, does council want to make the amendment and add 2 out of the 4 names to that employee consultation committee? How do we want to deal with that?
Did you say add one? I thought there was 2.
That's what I said. Out of the 4, out of the 4, we would add 2. Sorry. Yeah. Don, Councillor Marshall.
I guess I like Mark's idea that maybe they should vote on who they want as their members. I don't think it'd be quite right for us to pick 2 out of the 4 tonight.
Mark's clarifying it. He said he's just, don't shoot him. He's just a messenger. He heard it from other employees.
Well, that's...
But he did say it, so yeah.
Yes. No, I think it's a good idea.
Any other comments on that? Is that what council is looking for? Yep. We can always bring this one back. We've done it on numerous occasions, adding people to it. But I think council just, it is the employees committee, so you've got a number of people that are looking there, Steve. So I'm going to say from Don's comment and lack of, or the nodding of heads from the rest of the council that they just don't feel arbitrarily picking the two. Let the committee and/or the employee themselves pick who they want to have represent them, or come with a process. Yep, okay, all right, that's good. Yes. Well, I'll introduce it and then you can ask a question, but, okay, I have a motion moved by Rob Thompson and seconded by John Eccles. Be it resolved that bylaw number 12, 2014, being a bylaw to appoint officials and citizens to various committees of the Municipality of West Grey, be now read a first, second, and third time, passed as amended and numbered, and that the said bylaw be signed with the mayor and the seal, sealed with the seal of corporation, and be engrossed in the bylaw book. Councillor Thompson. Rob.
Yeah, thank you. Number 29, the West Grey Promotions Committee, I believe that was removed last year and brought into another, under another economic development or whatever. I think that was defunct.
Renumber the rest of them there, from there on down. Sorry, Mark will do that. Carol, I'm going to go this way first. Don, Councillor Lawrence. Carol?
This is maybe just a typo, but number 2, Mark, Janice Stokes, is that not spelled I-C-E? Janice?
I believe it's always been spelled with an S. We can certainly check that. Okay.
Okay, we'll look at that. Councillor Marshall. Don?
Yeah, just a question on 27, the West Grey Police Services Board. I think, or I thought there were supposed to be 5 people on that board, but there's only 3 on the list.
That's correct.
There's,
One is, there's 2 appointments from the province. The province makes 2 appointments, and we're waiting at this point in time. The province makes those 2 appointments. The municipality makes the other 3. So it is a 5-member board, but the province makes 2.
so when them appointments are done, there'll be 2 more names on this list?
We don't appoint them. The province appoints them. This is our appointment bylaw. These are by the way the legislation is written, it's a 5-member board. We appoint these 3. The province appoints the other 2. We've got no say in the endorsement of them. So they've always been left off for that reason.
And you're 1 short now? 2
Yes.
short?
Yeah.
1 short.
Yeah. We were in contact with the Public Appointments Secretariat, and there is an individual that they're reviewing, I guess is the best way to put it, Bev, for the appointment, because there's a number of personnel checks and legal checks that they have to go through, but they have got somebody in the system that they're looking at appointing. But that may be 2 weeks, it might be 2 years as well too. There has been times where boards out there have waited that long, but that's in the past. They have been getting a little bit better.
How does a person apply for that?
On the Public Appointments Secretariat website is where it is. Those are in that you'll have to go into it, find the West Grey Police Services and apply. It's a form online. Trillium Board applications, all of those ones are there. Okay? All right. Any other comments on the appointments? Seeing none, then I'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That's carried. Whew. One more is the one that Public Works and Infrastructure Director was talking about. It's bylaw number 13 on the street sweeping agreement between the county and the municipality. I have a motion moved by David Mollison and seconded by Bev Cutting. Be it resolved that bylaw number 13, 2014, being a bylaw to enter into street sweeping agreement between the County of Grey and the Municipality of West Grey, be now read a first, second, and third time, passed and numbered, and that the said bylaw be signed by the mayor and the CEO, sealed with the seal of the corporation, and be engrossed in the bylaw book. Is there any questions or comments on this bylaw? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor? Any opposed? That is carried. There, Mark. That's it for bylaws. I think we got, what else we got here then? Is there any business arising? New business. Or new business? Business arising, I've already done that one. New business? Let me get back up here to my agenda. Thank you. There's no new business, there'll be no addendums or notice of motion or direct motions? No? Closed session, is there any need for another closed session? I don't believe so, Mark. Question period. At this time, we'd ask anybody in the audience that the opportunity to ask a question. If it was anything that was on the agenda this evening, so you've got 2 minutes to step forward if there's any questions. As long as you can state your name, who you are, Mr. Crosby. That puts me in a little bit better position than you for a change. I got a microphone. Go ahead, Don.
Is it possible to get a copy of the next era information that you have copies?
Yes, we do have copies here available. Don? Yeah. Those can be made available to you. No other questions? It's fine. Municipal Act notices. Mark, I don't believe we have any. At this point in time, just before we hit adjournment, and I'm thankful for council to do that, there was another lady that I, during my mayor's address, forgot to recognize. The lady that's been on the Lamlash Hall Committee for a number of years, since its founding, and Lucy Linder, and her visitation is, she passed away over the weekend, and her visitation's in Hanover tonight between 7 and 9. I can probably go, and the lineup will take me until 10 o'clock, knowing the impact that Lucy had on the municipality, so she'll be dearly missed by those ones at the Lamlash Hall. So this will allow me to get there, and anybody else that would like to go and pay their respects to the Linder family at this time. With that said, I'll look for a motion to adjourn. Mr. Mollison moves motion 20. I'll accept that. We stand adjourned until next meeting, or on February 3rd or the call.